Okay, so welcome to the tutorial for the die rolling app I wrote. You can use this app for Dungeons and Dragons or any other games where you need to roll dice. Without further ado, let's begin. So, in order to do this, you're going to need a few programs on your calculator. They'll all be downloadable from the link in the description, but you're going to need die roll. That's your main program. Die init is the initializer for the program, so that sets up all your memory properly so that the die roll can run. And then these three are just sub programs that are called in these two. So as I said before, if we try to run die roll right now, we're going to get a memory error. That's just because you're going to need to run die init first. So this is just basically going to be drawing the things in, all the buttons for the different screens. Alright, so we're back. Everything's been low. We're going to press exit. And now we can enter the die rolling. Alright, so to roll one die, you can see the buttons here match the same scheme as buttons elsewhere on the calculator. It's the same deal. This one corresponds to F1, this one corresponds to F2. This one's the 1D4 button, corresponds to F1, so if you press this, you roll a D4, and you can see we got a 3 there. This is not showing up well on camera, and that's a shame. If you press the 1D6 button, that corresponds to F2, so if we do that, we get 1d6, and that's going to be a 2 that we rolled. So that works all the way up. We got d8, d10, d12, d20. D before, I should probably explain dice notation. D basically means a die of that many sides. So d10 means a die with 10 sides, for example. Then 1d whatever means roll that many dice. So roll one die. If it was 2d whatever, it would mean roll 2 dice and add them up. So let's try that, because we can do that. So in order to roll multiple dice on this, because we could roll them one at a time, but that'd be really inefficient. So in order to roll multiple dice, you're just going to press the number key corresponding to the amount of dice you want to roll. So let's say we want to roll 8d6, right? We just cast Fireball, and we're rolling damage for it. So first we're going to press 8, and then you'll see that changed everything. So now we are going to roll 8 of each die whenever we do that. So if we want to roll 8d6, we're just going to press F2 for a d6. And now we have 8d6 is 19. Right? If you want to see the amount of each individual die, if that's important for whatever reason, all you gotta do is press EXE, and that will give you a list of all the rolls that you got individually. Moving on, we also have the ability to roll with advantage or disadvantage, right? And so that's the same deal as the numbers. But you just gotta remember that plus means roll advantage, so in D&D that means roll twice and take the better number. So if, let's say, we do plus d20, that means roll 2 d20s and then take the better number. So 11 was the better number. If we press EXE, we can look at the die again to see what it was, and it was 10 and 11, so 11 was indeed the higher number. Right, same deal with disadvantage. We do minus, and then we have minus all the die. If we do minus d10, that means roll 2d10 and take the lower number. And so that's going to be a 5, and if we press EXE, you will see that a 5 is indeed smaller than 9. This is really not showing well on camera. I hope it shows better than this. So yeah, it is smaller. Anyway. You can do the same thing with rolling for emphasis. So for that, you're going to do times. This is a thing that Brennan Lee Mulligan, I believe, likes to do, where it's roll twice and then you take the thing that's away from the average more. So for example, if you roll we have an example machine right here. So let's do an example. Let's say we roll a d12 with emphasis. The average of a d12 is 6. So what this is going to do is it's going to roll the d12 twice and give us the result that is further away from 6. So you can see here it's 12, which makes sense. Nothing's more further away from 6 than 12 is. But right here you can see we have 2 and 12. 2 is indeed further away from, 12 is indeed further away from 6 than 2 is. So that's what showed that number. Alright, enough of the boring stuff. I lied. One more boring thing. If you press 0, that will clear the screen. So that's the die roller in a nutshell. Just kidding. You guys can see there's a whole nother half of the video here. If you press Option here, you're going to get a new menu. And so first thing you're going to see here is D100, which is pretty self-explanatory. Roll a D100, 100-sided die. This is usually done with 2 D10s. Here we have it as its own button, in case you want that. Our next option here is going to be our XD6. And so this is useful if you're playing an RPG like GURPS, where there are not a whole lot of other dice other than D6s used. I believe GURPS just uses D6s. So if you're doing something like that, heck, it can even be used for like Risk. If you press that, it's going to take you into another sub-menu where you can just do 1d6 through 6d6. Same deal as everything else. You can even press EXE to see the previous thing. So here it's 2d6, and now we have 5 and 4 for a total of 9, was it? It was 9. So yeah. Next up, we have rolling a statistic. If you're a D&D character and you need a roll for your statistics, you can roll it. This is roll 4 6-sided dice and take the top 3. And here we got an 11, and yep, that looks about right to me. And then if you're too impatient to press the stat button 6 times, you can also press the care button, and then it will spit out 6 stats sorted, and then you have your whole character ready to go, and then you don't need to re-roll a stat a bunch of times. Yeah, the ellipsis is when it's sorting the thing. Anywho, our final thing is root dice, which work. I believe they are D4. They are D4s. I have played Root before. At the time I was making this, one of my friends was super into Root. It's a board game, in case you are unfamiliar. And the way it works is you roll 2 D4s, and whichever one is the higher, I believe, is the attacker, and then whichever one is lower is the defender. And so the attacker can never lose to the defender in this game. So let's see. Yeah, as you can see here, attack was the higher one, defender was the lower one. Yeah. The last thing that we have is, clear this, last thing that we have here is option. This doesn't open anything. I really thought I would have more settings where, like, some people would prefer it one way, and some people would prefer it another way. So I would have to add it as a setting. That didn't really come up. Everything really had, like, a straightforward solution for how to implement it to make it the most satisfying. Having said that, I have not playtested this at all, or tested this against anyone, like, have them use the UI or anything. So if you find a piece of the UI confusing when you're using this, please leave a comment down below and let me know what setting you think I should add or what change you think I should make, if it would be a thing that everyone would want. Anywho, I think that about wraps up the demo of this app. Thank you all for watching. If you liked, be sure to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Probably gonna edit this part out. Yeah, I'm just gonna edit this part out.